4.
This meeting is being recorded.
Ameniambia.
Sema ni aje sasa?
Sawa, mimi nilitoka Kiswahili ama English?
English.
Ama nilitokea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo guys,
So,
welcome to our channel. Yeah.
So this is our channel, and we want to talk about Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. So I watched it 2 days ago, and I want you, Josh, to start talking about. The movie starts at Krypton. So Krypton is a planet where Superman came from.
Yeah.
And let me just make a point. The reason why Superman is so strong, it's because Krypton has a higher density of mass than Earth, so the gravity is higher. The environment of Krypton is much harsher than Earth, so that's why when Superman comes to Earth as a baby, he grows up being a superpowered being, because it's like a human being on the moon. There's less gravity and things are lighter, because the bone density of Superman is very strong. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Even before you go, I want to tell guys, like, this is gonna be our channel. We're gonna be discussing our hobbies, movies, series, books,
Anything
conspiracy
that's
theories, politics, anything. Just it's free for all. Yeah.
Interesting.
So
please, if you like our content, please subscribe and leave a like, leave a comment.
Yeah.
And that will support us to continue doing more videos.
Yeah, and also tell us your thoughts on what you want us to discuss, and engage also in the comments and stuff.
Yeah.
So me, I think, like, to say the truth, the first time I watched Man of Steel, I think I didn't like it, because the first time, that's when it came out, I think in 2014? 2013.
Was it?
Yeah, it's not like it was a bad movie, but my expectations were like, expected it to be, after watching the Justice League series, the Justice League cartoons, but then you're so dark.
Oh, let me see if I can get some light.
After watching the Justice League series, you remember the movies, like the version of Superman that I expected.
Yeah.
I didn't. At that time, I was a bit disappointed because I was comparing it with the cartoon. But later, when I saw what Zack Snyder had envisioned for the franchise, I came to, like, when I went back now, I came to appreciate it.
You came to appreciate, yeah.
Yeah, like he put some thought, like how you're saying it started in Krypton.
Yeah, even if you look at the movie and the cartoon, I think Zack Snyder knew that a movie and a cartoon are very different, because he had to produce and direct the movie in a way that makes sense to the audience. And I think when you come from a background of watching something like Justice League Unlimited, where these guys are going on crazy adventures, they're going to other planets, there are so many awesome villains. And then when you watch Man of Steel, it's just, it's kind of slow, because he's introducing Superman to the world. But I think one of the things I didn't like about Man of Steel was he tried to make it too believable. It was, it kind of, we already know Superman doesn't exist, but he tried to make it as real as possible. And I think the reason why it was so slow and boring is because his idea of Superman wasn't what we see in the cartoons. It was what can exist in this world. Yeah.
So you're trying to say, like, he tried to make it us believe like Superman lives, rather than just going with the idea that Superman is a fictional character, so he doesn't need, like, to put that effort making us to believe, like,
because if you look at, like, the story in Man of Steel,
okay,
the main story of Man of Steel is his earthly father. What was his name?
And like, I noticed when I saw Man of Steel, the earthly father is John Dutton, man.
Yeah, John Dutton from
from Yellowstone. Yeah. So I was like, hey,
it's called Kevin Costner. So what is his name what is Superman's father? Something Kent.
Jonathan
Kent.
Yeah.
So Jonathan in Man of Steel, the Man of Steel in 2013, he really makes us, like Zack Snyder was trying to make us believe that if Superman existed, like, we would hate him.
Okay.
Because if you look at Lois Lane, she usually investigates this mysterious person who appears and disappears, and that mysterious person is Clark Kent, who's Superman.
Okay.
So Man of Steel was just trying to introduce us to Superman. Because if you look at Batman versus Superman, which introduces Batman,
Mm-hmm.
like Man of Steel is introduced in a way that this guy is like super powered, demigod type of
And they try to put in like some kind of
being.
some Jesus thing going there. I don't know if you notice it, because
Exactly, yeah.
yeah, because
Like
even
deity,
when
God,
Superman is like
yeah,
born, even those creatures in
yeah,
Krypton, they like
yeah,
they only missed out on the three wise men. But you remember when like Superman
yeah.
is born?
Yeah, but it was very symbolic. Well, if you think about it, these guys, when they make movies, they usually symbolize ancient beliefs and ancient
Yeah.
practices. Because it's actually Jesus.
And even when he gets his full powers to fly, he gets it when he's at 30.
Yeah,
And also Jesus was on his
at that, yeah,
yeah. So
exactly, yeah. Even Jesus came to his full potential in his 30s.
yeah.
Because even if you look at the reason why Superman doesn't become Superman maybe at 18 or 19, it's because of the father
Okay.
was very like, hey, Clark, you can't show people who you are because they might do this and this to you. They might hate you. The time will come, but it's not now. Because all along, Superman was raised to be someone who's very, how do you say, like held back. He always held back himself. He didn't show his true power.
Actually, speaking of that, like even his whole upbringing is somehow it resembles like Jesus, like, because he crashed to a normal family. Jesus was born in like a normal family. Also, he was brought up with some kind of values. Yeah, how you are saying, like, even when growing up, Superman doesn't show his powers. Even Jesus, we don't know so much about. So Zack also tried, like, to portray him as like a savior, demigod, especially you can even with the Batman versus Superman, when he's saving people, even people are stretching up their hands, those shots, like a messianic kind of.
Because that scene of stretching the hands was when there was a flood, and then there's a lady on top of the roof stretching her hand towards, and then that they're portraying him like as Jesus, he's flying, he's coming from the sky.
Even that building when it's burning, carrying that girl,
So I think when these guys make these movies, they really visualize from the perspective of like the Bible or a certain king or a certain kingdom. They adapt from certain histories, especially when it comes to comic books, they like portraying religion a lot. Because if you look at what is it called, Bucky, Falcon and Winter Soldier, when it ended, when Falcon became Captain America, there's a scene where he comes with his wings down like an angel. That's the scene, But it was funny because the first two movies weren't as interesting as Justice League Snyder Cut. So Snyder was building up a story to because Justice League was, it was the best.
They could have given him time, because I felt like that guy had some kind of vision, especially he gave us 300, Immortal, Kwanzaa, like Watchmen, Watchmen was like one of his best pieces ever, like in directing. But I feel like there was so much politics going, like, like probably like he was, like the board wanted something different from what and Zack Snyder also had his personal issues with the family and the daughter, losing the daughter and stuff.
The daughter passed away. If you look at Justice League Snyder Cut, before his daughter passed and he had to leave the production, he wanted to make Justice League a realistic kind of superhero story. If you look at Marvel, for example, when someone gets hit, someone experiences like maybe a bomb exploding next to them. When Iron Man defeats these villains, they don't usually, it's not realistic. It's like when you're hit by
they get away with it. They get away with death.
Yeah, they get away with it.
Yeah, like but
Snyder Cut.
No, I'm just saying, like, Snyder Cut looks like he wanted it for a mature audience.
Yeah, because if you look at the image of Steppenwolf, the
Yeah.
first version of Steppenwolf, he was very scary. He
Mm-hmm.
looked very scary. So apparently the studio told Snyder that that is too much for the younger audience.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to change the look of Steppenwolf.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at even Snyder Cut, it's very realistic about superheroes. You know,
Mm-hmm.
even Darkseid, the way he comes, he wants to take over the world,
Mm-hmm.
how he's defeated. You know, there's a lot of blood, there's a lot of gore, and that's what the studio didn't want Zack Snyder to continue with that path.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at could you tell us like the story of Justice League 2 and 3? Because you told me about that before. There was a vision he had.
Yeah, like
Talk
I
about-
just think like the plan was like for Superman to fall for the anti-life, and then he becomes like a servant of Darkseid, and now the world becomes under Darkseid, but
yeah.
and then the Riddler was supposed to figure out the anti-life equation, the jigsaw,
Mm,
and then I think he goes
mm,
mad, and then somehow Batman creates a weapon using the I can't remember, but Batman kills Darkseid. Batman kills Darkseid as Darkseid kills Batman.
mm.
So they both die at the same time.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and then apparently Lois
And,
was supposed to be
uh,
pregnant with Bruce's child. So
yeah.
Zack Snyder was like, it was just like
He had a
Snyder ending,
very yeah I think he had a very
like
mature ending for the yeah
he wanted to like end it like a Rorschach kind of ending.
like
Remember
by
Watchmen,
the
how it
Watchmen
ended?
was very
It was a big
Rorschach
twist.
wanted to reveal the truth, the
Yeah.
truth about the Manhattan, it is called the Manhattan bomb,
Project,
something like that.
yeah.
Manhattan,
And then we came to realize
Manhattan project.
that the Ozymandian guy was a criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we talked about how Zack Snyder has adapted Superman as Jesus, but he also adapted the Manhattan story from the actual Manhattan story that happened in
Uh-huh.
US.
Yeah. From the
There's
Hiroshima.
that issue of there's that issue of submarines going next to US, and I don't know what was it US? I don't know
And
what
the
exactly the story.
USSR.
Yeah. So
And,
but I've seen Snyder is a very like his visions are very vivid.
yeah.
Because even the way he portrayed when Flash time traveled back in time
Yeah.
to save
Actually,
the
that's one
Justice
of your
League.
best parts. You always like that part, like how Flash
Yeah,
goes back
because
when the mother box are like,
the way he portrayed that time, you know, he's running through another dimension in time.
uh-huh.
So it's like when when he's running backwards in time, and then when you look at the visuals, the environment is building itself behind him. So it's like he's going back in time, and then the background is also going back in time in the sense that it's building itself. I think when we get maybe when we get some time, we can edit that part so people can see. But it's that scene where the mother box unites, and then Cyborg is like, "Hey, this is too late. It's too late," and then the world explodes. Blah blah blah.
You
But hey, I
forgot
also like
Alan that Darkseid also has a smile when the mother box.
yeah. Even when the mother box when the mother box combines, Darkseid smiles because he knows
Yeah.
he's gotten that level.
I
Yeah,
read
but
somewhere.
Flash was
I read somewhere they wanted to the board wanted to remove that part. Actually, they
they
didn't like
wanted
that
to
part.
remove that scene.
Yeah,
Yeah, they wanted to
and
remove
I
that scene.
couldn't understand why, because
Yeah, because they don't understand. But if you look at YouTube reactions for that scene, hey, guys went crazy. Guys were very excited about that scene. Yeah, because of the way it was visualized.
but back to Man of Steel. Like if we look at all the Snyder, like all the Snyder movies of Justice League that he has made. Personally, I feel like Zod was the best villain. I don't know why. I always
yeah.
I
Because
feel that guy.
Zod was very, you know, that was the first glimpse of a Kryptonian other than Kal-El, you know, and it showed that Kryptonians were very they're like colonizers. They come to a
Yeah.
place and they colonize and they don't care.
Yeah.
It's like some kind of
And it's some futuristic civilization.
superiority. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Like by nature, they just believe they're superior.
yeah, they're superior, and like it was very interesting to when the Man of Steel starts, you realize that Superman is the first natural birth in, they said, in centuries, like, because
Yeah,
they had reached that point
yeah.
that they were giving birth through like test tube babies. There's no natural birth anymore. They just harvest the seed from the male, the eggs from the female, and then but
Yeah.
like
It's like an ant colony where the tasks are predefined for every creature that is born.
yeah.
Yeah.
And every data was stored in some genetic, like it's like a computer for
Genetic codex.
yeah.
Yeah.
I found it that to be interesting, and also that the fact that they were so futuristic and still they were using like like when Jor-El escapes, uses an animal to escape, even though their civilization is so advanced, like
yet they have tamed, it's like they have tamed their land so well, they've interacted with their land.
True. Yeah.
Animals are still relevant.
Yeah, because if you look like how we are developing as humans, like we are not even interacting with nature anymore. It's more of science. So we feel like interacting with nature is more like a pullback. But and when I look like at how Krypton explode, it can be destroyed because of politics. I feel like we're like there's nothing much, even though they've advanced, they still have the same issues, like
the same issues we have.
Yeah.
Being I want to overthrow someone, is I can do better than this person. The same politics we hear every day.
Yeah.
When Zod was taking over, he was taking over because the council, that the council of their planet, they were being, according to Zod, they're becoming incompetent. So Zod wanted to take over with the military, but he ended up failing because people didn't back him, and also the world was ending, so it didn't make any sense. But they were still imprisoned.
Yeah.
Even if the world was ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still imprisoned.
I even like that part when Jor-El asks him, like, even if you take over, you just be a lead of a field, like everything is coming.
A lead of nothing, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Zod is still asking Jor-El to join.
Yeah, to join. And then Jor-El is like, now who? Yeah. And then Jor-El is like, if I join you now, who will like dictate the new world? And then Zod is like, hey, you're asking too many questions. Like,
you're asking too many questions. And then Zod ended up killing he ended up killing Jor-El because Jor-El took the codex and put it in his child. And then the child went into oblivion.
Yeah, but one thing you gotta give
Zod
credit, he's a man of his word. He told Laura, I'll find your son and I'll get him. So
I'll find your son. Yeah.
After thousands of years.
And he found him. After thousands of years.
No, it was like 30 after 30 years.
Yeah, it was 30 years. But also, if you look at things like time dilation, you might find, because they lived. The reason why they found Superman was because Superman went when Superman was looking for his parents, his biological parents. They went, Man of Steel 1, they show he goes to Antarctica with the Navy, because the Navy discovered a ship within the ice that was there for millions of years or thousands of years, I don't know. So when Superman put his key inside the ship, that's when it sent a beacon, like a call into space. So that's how Zod, I think that's how Zod found Superman, but I'm not quite sure. I think I need to watch it.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's actually how, because he tells him like, that beacon is the one that led us here, and and then he's like lying to him. It means like we are so lucky. Like Zod is like a mind game kind of guy. He's telling Superman, the fact that it led us, it means our destiny is, we are supposed to be here. Everything is gonna work out. We're gonna colonize this.
Yeah.
He didn't want to say colonize. He was putting it like, don't stress. We are family. You're Kryptonian. Yeah. I'm Kryptonian. Yeah, but like, in fact, you can sense like these guys are not no good, especially when like Superman now gives himself in, and then they go to the ship, and then Superman greets Zod with Zod, and then she's called Zod's second in command,
Commander something.
Farah, the woman.
I can't remember her name. Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
remember her name though.
you know, she calls
But
out
we can check
Superman
it out.
like,
Look it
yo,
up.
you're supposed to respect this guy. And then Zod is like, you remember that part?
Yeah, she's called Fora. Sorry.
Yeah, Farah. You remember that part? She
Yeah.
goes and Superman now introduces himself to Zod in the ship. Yo, like he's like, hello Zod. And then Farah is like, yo, you should show some respect. His name is General Zod. You know, you can't call him
Yeah.
And then Zod is like,
Yeah.
hey,
And
this guy's not used to our custom. We can excuse him calling me.
yeah.
But
can
at that
excuse him,
moment, I
yeah.
felt, hey, these negotiations don't look like they're gonna
They're
end
going.
up with
They're
Superman.
going to
Yeah,
happen. They're gonna go well for Superman.
yeah,
Yeah, and I don't know the fact that Zod is willing to kill someone just to continue his will. You know, even after Krypton died
yeah.
and they're almost starving, when he found a planet that he can live in,
Mm-hmm.
he still wanted to destroy it the same way Krypton was destroyed. Like he still wanted to be a dictator.
Yeah, yeah.
Even after his people, all of them were destroyed. You know, that's a whole civilization being destroyed. He still wanted to be a dictator and rule Earth and destroy Earth, and
Yeah,
because he had the Genesis ship, so he
yeah.
wanted to continue his lineage. You know, now he wants to be like
And now you know he can
like
live
eternal.
forever because now he's in the yellow sun. You know, like he's now immortal.
Yeah.
So even if
he's not immortal. No,
even if he creates new Kryptonians, probably they'll be more weaker than him because he wants to be the most powerful of all. Oh, find a way. I was seeing some what if, which was saying, what if Zod and Darkseid, and then Darkseid came for the mother box and Zod was ruling Earth. That would be a very
that
nice.
could be an interesting.
Yeah.
That could be an interesting take on what could have happened.
Yeah.
Because like Zod himself, his psychology, he had that mentality of me, because if you look at how they say every person's task in Krypton is predefined.
Mm-hmm.
So Zod, his mind fuck in his brain, he believes he has to continue, just expanding Krypton everywhere in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to a planet, destroys it, which also sounds like Darkseid, because Darkseid also, that's what they do.
That's what they do.
They convert population into parademons,
Mm-hmm.
and then they keep growing. And I don't know. It's kind of crazy that the oldest people who are Darkseid, they're still doing the colonization thing, even million, because Darkseid is like how many years? 1,000,000 years old, 10 million years old, something like that.
Yeah.
Like even the way Europeans colonized Africa, it's the same adaptation of the story, because Darkseid was created, I think, in the 1960s or 70s by the comic book creator. I don't know who. Let me check.
I hope if I'm using the screen, it's not an issue.
No, I have a second screen.
No, I'm saying mine. Don't like.
No, it's just showing you your camera.
Yeah, so
the person who created Darkseid is called
Darkseid
Jack
is
Kirby.
millennium of years. Millennia is like millions of years.
Yeah. So you find that these guys who create these characters, they adapt them from history and human nature, but they now make it more extreme.
Like in Genghis,
like
Genghis Khan. Those Napoleon, those
Genghis,
conquerors.
Europeans.
Yeah. And you know it's funny. Huh?
You can continue.
You know it's funny, they called guys like Darkseid thy father, new gods, and they're like millions and millions of years old. So you can imagine the old gods, how old they are if Darkseid is like millions and millions of years and he's that old. But one thing I like for DC to do, like, give us some what if also, like I feel like even though Marvel is winning, I always feel like DC has the best characters, the best everything. So
DC has the best.
Yeah, I feel like I feel if also their mistake they did, they tried to compete with Marvel, which they could have just stayed in their own lane and try. There was also that pressure from Marvel, Avengers, Infinity War, Endgame,
Yeah,
movies
there's a
left, right,
pressure
and
for making
center.
money.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I was seeing somewhere they even in debt. That's why I don't know if you've seen that, like
I haven't.
that's why they've chosen even to reduce
Warner Bros is struggling.
in a debt of like $3 billion. That's why they have reduced even their movie. So
that makes sense.
and I feel their mistake was now trying to compete with Marvel, and you're not doing so well. Just take your time, and because you still have big characters.
Yeah, because you see, like Snyder Cut was to the point that people created a hashtag, people voted, because I think someone leaked the story for the plot for the Snyder Cut, Justice League, and it was so good that people tweeted, people were forcing Warner Bros to release Snyder Cut, and then they released it on HBO. And I don't know why they cut off Zack Snyder. I don't understand why I wish I knew why they cut him off.
I feel like sometimes I always feel it's like Zack Snyder who leaked it. I don't know.
It could be because it's his work.
Yeah, he wanted it to show the fans, like Nino, vouch for me, like like make my work. Yeah.
So according to Google, they're saying Snyder was forced to leave Justice League before completion due to personal tragedy. Okay, that's
the politically
that was in 2017. Yeah, no, when his daughter passed away. But I want to know why he was.
I feel he could have still come back, but I feel like that's what the good reason in quotes, like the acceptable reason. They can't say there was infighting, in the board. I don't know, because I feel losing the daughter was a big tragedy, but they also don't tell us that Zack Snyder wasn't supported by the board. Even if you are working with guys who don't support and they keep on frustrating you, you do something. You saw even the Zack Snyder, the Snyder Cut, even when he tried to reshoot the Green Lantern part, they refused. He had to reshoot it on his garage.
He refused. Yeah.
So
I think it was a power play move because Snyder was pulling in so much of
influence.
He was now becoming Justice League. What Warner Bros was just. It was now Snyder is the Justice League.
Yeah.
Because his vision, they're saying his vision. A couple of reasons. One of the reasons was his vision was too dark.
Okay.
It was too, it's like maybe a horror movie or something like that. It was too, the killing.
So Snyder was pulling a coup.
Yeah, he's pulling a coup on Warner Bros. Because you can imagine, whether we have 9 minutes.
Yeah. I will just restart it.
I will just restart it. So Snyder was showing us what really superhero means, because Steppenwolf's head was cut off. Wonder Woman killed a few people when she was saving those people was it London? And Superman, Aquaman, all of them they killed Steppenwolf.
But
so let me see if I can find something.
But since you're talking about Aquaman, I feel like of all the people who are like B-work was Aquaman, I've never felt Aquaman in that.
Yeah, I wish Aquaman was replaced by someone like
even Hawk Girl or Green Lantern or Jon Stewart, like.
Yeah, I wish Green Lantern was the one in place of.
Yeah.
Because even I feel a bit okay. Cyborg was needed because of the mother box.
Yeah.
But Aquaman was kind of. I also didn't like his character, the way he portrayed his character.
Yeah.
But in Snyder Cut, his character, because you remember there were 2 movies, 2017, Josh Whedon.
Yeah.
And then Snyder Cut, because I remember the Aquaman of Josh Whedon was very, very weak. Like that character
Josh Whedon was. Josh
Whedon was the worst. That was the worst adaptation of Justice League I've ever seen.
And he was given that movie on the basis that he did Ultron and Avengers 1.
Yeah.
And one of the, especially the first Avengers, I was even shocked. When was he written the script? Some guy was directing on his behalf, because you can't compare his Snyder Cut. No, his Justice League and the first Avenger.
Yeah, but you heard that Joshidon also was like threatening people, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Yeah, so I think that's why Justice League didn't work out, because he was very like he didn't respect the people who are working for him.
Yeah, he was like on a different level of kind of mindset. And I was
Yeah,
looking at,
yeah.
I also looked, I remember watching Man of Steel, and then I noticed even how Zack Snyder takes time to show us that, even if Zod has come to Earth, it takes him a bit of time and his people even to adapt their powers. They can't fly, they're jumping,
Yeah, they're jumping.
yeah. And
Yeah.
especially that part when he comes with the ship, and now all the lights, they go off, and then he's saying,
Yeah.
and then he's talking with a bass, the voice changes, and then you can see like all the television stations in the world, they are showing some kind of,
Yeah.
it's not a clear picture, it's showing someone who's saying, I'm looking for this guy, I don't know where he's hiding. I found that part to be cool. It was like,
Yeah.
take me to
I
your
think,
leader.
yeah, the visuals of Man of Steel and Snyder, they are way better than, I don't think I've seen a Marvel movie that has such visuals of, because I don't know, I can, like that scene where you find Zod has hacked into every device in the world and then he's talking to
Yeah.
people. If you look at Marvel, you find that the person like Tony Stark is the one, like it's not that vivid. Marvel is great. I mean, it's an awesome series, but
Franchise, yeah.
yeah, it's an awesome franchise,
Yeah,
but they're not.
we are DC guys, so we've watched DC since we
Yeah,
are, yeah. So
yeah,
like,
we're DC days.
yeah, so like DC was the
Actually,
first initiation. So
yeah, actually, when I first watched, let me just go to Marvel a little bit. When I first watched Marvel, I didn't like how they removed. How they portrayed the Avengers. It may felt like it was too soft, because you've
yeah.
watched Transformers, you've watched something like Watchmen. Watchmen was like now a true adaptation of like
And it was
superheroes in the
explicit,
in the
so
19.
they went ham on Watchmen, like
Yeah. So when
blood
you
and
watch
everything.
Marvel, it's like made for someone who's 3 years old, 5 years old. But when you watch Watchmen, it's someone for now who's an adult, 18 and above, or someone who's 17 or 16. So cartoons are so good. It's because it's very realistic. Because even if you go back to Justice League, the animated series, was made. Let me check the Justice League.
Is my connection stable? I feel like it's
okay. It's okay. It's just a little bit of lagging, but the audio is fine.
okay. So I was looking at
Because I was watching that animated series, I think it was released in 2001, and it has an 8.6 rating. So
that
that means
animated
the
series is
stories in
dope.
Justice
It's
League
dope.
animated series in the 201, it is out of this world. Because even the story, the first episode is some astronauts disappear in Mars, and then they're imitated by aliens to deactivate the nuclear arsenal, and then they invade. Because even if you look at such a plot, and it's 3 episodes, it's a 1 hour, 20 minutes, 3 of them. And if you look at that plot, where imagine if aliens came to Earth and they pretended to be humans, and then they gave us something like a medicine, or they gave us energy, and then they convinced us, now since you can live forever and you have medicine and you have a lot of energy, so you disable your nuclear arsenal because now we want to live in peace. And then they invade.
Okay.
The plot for the pilot for Justice League. And if you look at Justice League, that's where they come from. Like, they come from a very core history of doing the most amazing plots. Because Justice League in itself, it's very amazing. I think anyone who's watching this should just go you can go and watch Justice League, the animated series.
Yeah,
Because
I've watched it a
the
couple
amount
of
of
times, and
detail
then
they put into
every time I
Mm.
watch it, it's like
Yeah.
the first time. It's
Mm.
not, you know, like
it's like the first time.
the plot, the well thought out, and it's one of the best. Yeah, and you know, they also keep removing animated movies every year. They keep giving us some.
Different. Yeah, they keep giving us different stories, different
Mhm.
perspectives.
And that's why I don't
because
want
but
the Justice League to follow the Marvel trend of now going from, you know, Marvel is a continuation of the same, you know, since Tony Stark, now it's Thanos, now
from
it's
Iron
Kang.
Man, from
Yeah, but
Hulk,
I want DC to be doing how they do on the animated movies, you know, like if this year they give us Superman in Russia, next year they give us Superman in Parasite, fighting with Parasite. The other year they give us, you know, like Gods and Monsters. It's not Superman anymore, it's Zod, it's the son of Zod, you know, like, you know, they give
different
us so many
crazy
alternate
different
universe.
adaptations.
Yeah, like you know, like in Justice, the one
And-
Superman kills the Joker, and now he's becomes,
Yeah.
you know, like it's not a continuous.
And if you look at the adaptation of Shazam and Aquaman, those are kind of bad movies because I think DC was trying to compete with Marvel when they removed. Because Shazam wasn't a good.
It's
It wasn't
thank
a
you.
good movie.
I can save it and then
create a new.
yeah.